Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into 3 quick and nutritious lunch ideas perfect for those busy days when you need something fast but healthy. Listen, we've all been there. Deadlines looming, meetings stacking up, and suddenly it's lunchtime. You're starving, but the thought of another soggy sandwich or dialing up another takeaway has you ready to chuck your laptop out the window. Well, put down the phone and step away from the microwave because I'm about to show you 3 simple lunch recipes that are packed with flavor and, most importantly, won't have you slaving away in the kitchen for hours on end. We're talking fresh ingredients, vibrant flavors, and the kind of satisfaction that only comes from a proper, home-cooked meal. So, ditch the sad desk lunch and let's get cooking. We're going to banish those greasy takeout containers and inject some proper culinary inspiration into your lunch break. Right, you lot. First up is a classic for a reason, the mighty grilled chicken salad. Now I know what you're thinking, salad. Gordon, you've gone soft. But listen, a well-made salad is anything but boring. It's a symphony of flavors and textures that can be incredibly satisfying. We're talking juicy, perfectly grilled chicken, crisp, fresh vegetables, and a zingy dressing that will knock your socks off. First things first, the chicken. We want a nice char on the outside, but keep it juicy on the inside. A hot grill pan is your best friend here. It ensures that the chicken cooks evenly and gets that beautiful sear. Season the chicken generously with salt and pepper, a drizzle of olive oil, and we're ready to go. Get that pan screaming hot. You want to hear a sizzle when the chicken hits the surface. That sizzle is the sound of flavor being locked in. Now, while the chicken is working its magic, let's talk vegetables. This is where you can really let your creativity shine. The more colorful and varied, the better. I've got some crunchy romaine lettuce, ripe tomatoes bursting with flavor, cool cucumbers, and a bit of red onion for a sharp bite. Feel free to use whatever you've got on hand. The key is to have a variety of textures and colors. It makes every bite interesting. And let's not forget the dressing. A good dressing can make or break a salad, so don't even think about using that bottled rubbish. Fresh is always best. We're going to make a simple vinaigrette with olive oil, lemon juice, Dijon mustard for a bit of kick, and a touch of honey to balance out the acidity. Whisk it all together until it's nicely emulsified. This will ensure that every leaf is coated with flavor. Now back to the chicken. It should be beautifully golden brown and cooked through. Let it rest for a few minutes, then slice it up and get ready to assemble your masterpiece. Resting the chicken keeps it juicy. Don't you dare overcook that chicken or it'll be drier than my sense of humor on a bad day. Start with a bed of greens, then arrange your chicken, tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions on top. Make it look as good as it tastes. Drizzle over your homemade vinaigrette and give it a good toss. Make sure every ingredient gets a bit of that delicious dressing. And there you have it, a grilled chicken salad that's fit for a king, or at least a hungry chef. But wait, there's more. To elevate this salad to Michelin star standards, we're adding a few gourmet touches. First, some crumbled feta cheese for a salty, tangy bite. It adds a wonderful contrast to the other flavors. Next, some toasted pine nuts for a bit of crunch and nutty flavor. They add a delightful texture. And finally, a sprinkle of fresh herbs like parsley or chives for a pop of freshness. They bring everything together. There you have it, a grilled chicken salad that's not only delicious and nutritious, but also looks absolutely stunning. This is not your average sad desk lunch, my friends. This is a meal that will make you look forward to lunchtime. This is a culinary revelation. It's a dish that proves salads can be exciting and full of flavor. So, go on, ditch the boring sandwiches and treat yourself to a lunch that's as impressive as it is satisfying. You deserve it. Next up, we're diving into a vegetarian delight that's packed with flavor and goodness, the mighty quinoa and veggie bowl. This dish is not only a feast for the eyes, but also a nutritional powerhouse that will leave you feeling satisfied and energized. Now don't turn your nose up at the quinoa, you lot. This ancient grain has been cherished for centuries, and for good reason. This ancient grain is a nutritional powerhouse packed with protein, fiber, and more good stuff than you can shake a stick at. It's a versatile ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes, making it a staple in many kitchens around the world. First things first, we need to cook the quinoa. It's a simple process, but getting it right is key to a delicious dish. Now, this is not rocket science, but it's important to get it right. Properly rinsing the quinoa is crucial to remove any bitterness. Rinse the quinoa under cold water to remove any bitterness, then add it to a pot with twice the amount of water. This ensures the quinoa cooks evenly and absorbs the right amount of moisture. Bring it to a boil, then reduce the heat, cover, and let it simmer for about 15 minutes, or until the water is absorbed and the quinoa is light and fluffy. This gentle cooking method helps retain the quinoa's delicate texture. While the quinoa is doing its thing, let's prepare our vegetables. Fresh, colorful vegetables are the heart of this dish. We're going for a rainbow of colors and flavors here. The more variety, the better. I've got some vibrant bell peppers, earthy sweet potatoes, crunchy broccoli florets, and a handful of juicy cherry tomatoes. Each vegetable brings its own unique flavor and texture to the bowl, and a handful of juicy cherry tomatoes. These little gems add a burst of sweetness and acidity. Now here's where things get interesting. Roasting the vegetables enhances their natural flavors and adds a delightful caramelized touch. We're going to roast these vegetables to perfection. Toss them in a bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and any other herbs and spices that tickle your fancy. Toss them in a bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and any other herbs and spices that tickle your fancy. I'm partial to a bit of smoked paprika and cumin for a warm, earthy flavor. These spices add depth and complexity to the dish. Spread the vegetables out on a baking sheet and roast them in a preheated oven until they're tender and slightly caramelized. This process brings out their natural sweetness and adds a lovely texture. Right, back to the quinoa. It should be cooked to perfection by now. Light, fluffy, and ready to soak up all those delicious flavors. Fluff it up with a fork to separate the grains. Fluff it up with a fork and transfer it to a large bowl. This will be the base of our vibrant veggie bowl. Now for the fun part, assembling our bowls. This is where you can get creative and make it your own. Start with a generous scoop of quinoa, creating a solid foundation for the rest of the ingredients. Then pile on those roasted vegetables. The more the merrier. Don't be shy. We want a riot of colors and textures here. But wait, there's more. Adding a variety of toppings will elevate the dish even further. To take this bowl from good to glorious, we're adding a few finishing touches. These final ingredients will add extra layers of flavor and texture. First, some crumbled feta cheese for a salty, tangy bite. This cheese adds a creamy contrast to the roasted vegetables. Next, some toasted pumpkin seeds for a bit of crunch and nutty flavor. These seeds are not only tasty, but also packed with nutrients. And finally, a drizzle of a vibrant lemon tahini dressing to bring it all together. This dressing adds a zesty, creamy finish that ties all the flavors together. There you have it, a quinoa and veggie bowl that's as delicious as it is nutritious. It's a perfect meal for any time of the day. This is a lunch that will fuel your body and soul, leaving you feeling satisfied and energized. It's a great way to nourish yourself with wholesome ingredients. So go on, ditch the processed junk, and treat yourself to a lunch that's as good for you as it tastes. Your body will thank you for it. Chapter 3. Avocado toast with poached egg, a creamy, dreamy delight. Finally, let's talk about a brunch classic that's just as perfect for a quick and satisfying lunch: avocado toast with a poached egg. This dish is not only delicious, but also incredibly nutritious, making it a favorite among food enthusiasts and health-conscious individuals alike. Now, I know what you're thinking. Avocado toast? Gordon, is that you? But listen, this is not your average Instagram-worthy avocado toast. This is a proper restaurant-quality dish that's packed with flavor and nutrition. It's the kind of meal that makes you feel like you're dining at a high-end cafe, even if you're just in your own kitchen. First things first, the toast. Now, we're not talking about any old sliced white bread here. We want something with a bit of substance, something that can hold its own against a perfectly poached egg and creamy avocado. I'm using a sourdough bread here, but feel free to use whatever you fancy. Just make sure it's good quality. Toast the bread to your liking. I like mine nice and crispy. The crunchiness of the toast provides a perfect contrast to the creamy avocado and the soft poached egg. While the toast is working its magic, let's prepare the avocado. Now, this is where things can go horribly wrong if you're not careful. We want a perfectly ripe avocado, not too hard, not too soft, just ripe. You should be able to make a slight indent with your finger, but it shouldn't be mushy. Once you've found your perfect avocado, cut it in half lengthwise, twist to separate the halves, and remove the pit. A ripe avocado will ensure that your toast has that rich, buttery texture that we all love. Now scoop the avocado flesh into a bowl and mash it with a fork. Don't overmash it. We want some texture. Season it with a pinch of salt and pepper and a squeeze of lemon juice to keep it from browning. The lemon juice not only adds a zesty flavor, but also helps in maintaining the vibrant green color of the avocado. Now for the star of the show, the poached egg. Now poaching an egg can seem daunting, but trust me, it's easier than you think. Fill a saucepan with water and bring it to a gentle simmer. Add a splash of white vinegar. This helps the egg white to set quickly. Crack an egg into a small bowl, being careful not to break the yolk. Create a gentle whirlpool in the simmering water with a spoon, then carefully slide the egg into the center of the whirlpool. Cook for about 3 to 4 minutes for a runny yolk, or longer if you prefer it more set. Remove the egg with a slotted spoon and set it aside on a plate lined with paper towels to drain. The key is to be gentle and patient, ensuring the egg holds its shape and has a perfectly runny yolk. Right, time to assemble our masterpiece. Spread a generous layer of mashed avocado onto your toasted bread. Gently place the poached egg on top of the avocado. Season with a pinch of salt and pepper, and a drizzle of your favorite hot sauce if you like a bit of heat. You can also add some microgreens or a sprinkle of chili flakes for an extra touch of flavor and presentation. And there you have it. Avocado toast with a poached egg that's fit for a king, or at least a very hungry chef. This is a breakfast classic that's just as perfect for a quick and satisfying lunch. So go on, ditch the boring sandwiches and treat yourself to a lunch that's as impressive as it is delicious. It's a simple yet elegant dish that never fails to impress, whether you're making it for yourself or serving it to guests. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these lunch ideas, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more quick and healthy recipes. Listen, life's too short for boring lunches. You deserve better than a limp salad or a soggy sandwich. These recipes are quick, they're easy, and they're packed with flavor. So get in the kitchen and show that lunch break who's boss. And remember, cooking should be fun. Don't be afraid to experiment, get creative, and make these recipes your own. See you next time.